Early literacy is a foundation for all other learning. Early literacy skills build independence and confidence in young children, and early literacy skills give them a foundation for the ability to acquire new knowledge and investigate new information, and it allows them to have a basis for the learning that they'll do in future years of education.
Rhinosaurus was brought to here, I believe, 2 years ago, and so all the kids really enjoyed him. He does a lot of music and movement with the kids, what really reaches their level of enjoyment and entertainment. But then he plugs in the literacy skills as far as rhyming, which also promotes early literacy skills as far as phonological awareness.
We've utilized Rhinosaurus in preschool because of the opportunity to engage young children in those very early foundational early literacy skills. Rhinosaurus is exciting, he's really fun, he's engaging, and as we brought him into one class, other classes wanted the opportunity to also have that experience, and so we've utilized him in all of our preschool programs.
What does a cow say?
Moo!
Yes. What does a wolf say?
Ow!
What does a dog say?
Ow!
That's true. Let me continue with our hip-hop zoo. This is a shark chilling in the ocean. He's so smooth, he doesn't need lotion.
We want all of our students to have the opportunity for equal access to education, and without a strong early literacy foundation, that's simply not possible. So we are focused on building early literacy skills for all of our children at whatever stage they need it, so that education for all is something we can actually achieve.
There are so many things you're going to miss out on if you don't know how to read. There are things you need to read to survive in this world. So literacy is important because you need it to survive.
When I teach reading, I always do phonics. I think phonics is super important, and then teaching them the different ways of how to sound out words, and like words are made up of like certain sounds, and having the students blend the words and have them do it is something that's super important. So I always sound out the word and then have them repeat it, and then I always have them repeat it again, because I feel like the repetition of them doing it is what makes them more successful.
I am working with the students that might need that little bit of extra help, so the teacher is freed up to work with the other kids as I'm trying to bring them up to level and make sure they have those basic foundational pieces, because you have to have the foundation before you can build the house.
I've now noticed a lot more students getting confident with their letters and wanting to read, because you have some that are like very shy and they don't want to try, and then I've seen a lot of them really just kind of going for it. It's been really nice to see that they're gaining that confidence to try and continue going.
So I feel like I see a lot of success when I teach first grade, and that honestly is something that's super rewarding for me, because it's like I know I'm doing my job correctly when I see students like that are able to read by the end of the school year.
I had one little girl when she was in first grade. Now, I did not work with her when she was in first grade, but she struggled mightily. Her teacher wanted to have her tested because she thought she was so low. And so at summer school that year, I told the mom, bring her to summer school. Let me see what she's doing. I discovered it wasn't that she didn't know, it's that she didn't know how to put together what she did know. And so we started working, and by the end of summer school, she was reading fine. She got into second grade, and she was doing okay, but I still pulled her in a group. And this year, she's at the top of her third grade class. Very successful.
So as the County Office of Education, as we were trying to look at ways we could support all 14 school districts and the work they are already doing with early literacy, we looked at data with the superintendents, and we all agreed to sign a declaration of support. The 14 school district superintendents, the Delta Community College superintendent, the Teachers College of San Joaquin, and myself all signed on to this declaration of support, saying we would all, as a whole county, make this early literacy a priority. And then that led to the community of practice.
The San Joaquin County Early Literacy Community of Practice is a gathering of educators and literacy coaches and administrators. And what they do is they come together to collaborate and talk about continuously improving the early literacy experiences for our primary students.
The countywide community of practice is important and valuable to us to bring school districts together to be able to share what each of us are doing and to use our collective knowledge and power to be able to improve instruction for all students. The county being able to bring in experts to share with us and work with us to help educate us and help us to learn more ways that we can help our students in our school districts has just been very valuable to us.
I've had a lot of opportunities to get out to classrooms and read. And what a joy it is to be able to spend time with those students and see their eyes light up, the wheels kind of turning as their imaginations are going as we're reading. And then we take from the reading some activity, and so they carry it over, and their imagination carries over into a picture they're drawing or an activity they're doing. But seeing the joy of reading, and if we can instill that joy early in kids, it's a lifelong skill that nobody can take away. And now they're lifelong learners because they can read whatever comes before them, look at it, think about it critically, solve problems, and it's just really exciting to be a part of this.
I have been teaching for about 20 years, and in the last few years is when I've looked at data more in detail. I've never looked at data the way that we have. I looked at it here at Oakwood in the last few years, and that has made a huge impact on how my teaching day-to-day goes, how I set up my groups, and how I progress monitor them.
Literacy is always been a major passion of mine prior to even coming to this school, but it has also been a major initiative in Lodi Unified, making sure that our kids are leaving third grade fluent. And so really over the last 3 years, we've been hyper-focused on making sure that our systems in place are catching those students coming in that need that extra support and then advancing those students that are where they're supposed to be.
So I think about 6 students in particular who in kindergarten, in first grade, and even in the beginning of second grade were always below grade level or well below grade level. But because we stayed very consistent with specific instruction and gave them lots and lots of practice time after time, and because what our kindergarten teachers are doing and our first grade teachers and beyond, because we're all building upon it, now those kids are above or meet grade level, which is really exciting to see. That only have they finally met benchmark, but now they're maintaining that and doing more than we ever dreamed they could. So just seeing the pride that the students have in, I can do this, and more importantly, I'm really good at this. It's really exciting to see them being empowered.